hardworking, diligent, and brave mother of two, Meagan McKee, didn't let getting laid off during the pandemic stop her from pursuing her dreams. A truly inspiring story of overcoming life setbacks while also managing to be an amazing mother. Here's her story.
My name is Megan, and I'm a graphic designer, and I went to Northern Michigan University and got my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree there. And then so after graduation, I did some design work, and I went to the print industry, and I basically just did a lot of like print setup and some design work. And it was okay, but it wasn't really fulfilling. And I always knew that I really enjoyed code. I really liked getting into code and doing things like that. So I heard about Grand Circus and I wanted to go there so bad, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work with my schedule and things like that. So that was, 2015 or so. And I just kind of was like, always thinking like, oh, I wish I could go. I wish I could do this. And then I had two friends go through it successfully, and they're doing very well, and they speak very highly of the program, and they kept bothering me about it, like, Megan, are you going to do Grand Circus? And then so finally with the pandemic, I was laid off, and I just kind of found myself in this position that I had the time and the opportunity to do it, and I ran with it.
After going back and forth for years on whether or not she should commit to boot camp, Megan finally decided to take the leap. The biggest difference in her life? She now has 2 kids. Megan talks about how she lost her job during the pandemic and her journey to committing to boot camp.
I worked with some print shops in Ann Arbor, and more recently we printed tickets, event tickets, roll tickets, things like that. So when the pandemic hit, there weren't any events, and our work dried up just like that overnight, essentially. So everything got shut down and I was laid off. Then for those 2 years, I did some graphic design freelance. I hooked up with, shout out to Bell Detroit Creative Solutions. I will shout them out. I did some contract with Carmen, the founder, who is amazing. She's pro mom, love her company. And so I worked with her a lot this last year. And otherwise, I was just a stay-at-home mom in between. And I just got off of maternity leave a few months ago, and I told Carmen, I'm like, you know what? I love you, but I think I'm gonna go do Grand Circus. And she said, go for it. So
Megan then enrolls in boot camp, and after many years of contemplating, she's eager to learn and ready to make waves in the program. She talks about her boot camp experience and how she was able to land a job in tech only 2 weeks after graduating.
So I did the full stack JavaScript, the daytime cohort, and it was amazing. It was everything I wanted out of the program, and I love that everything that they taught you is really relevant and modern, because a lot of boot camps I looked at were still teaching some frameworks and languages that maybe just aren't used as often. And technology is changing every day, so you really have to keep up on it. And I graduated with HTML, CSS, JavaScript as the front end. And then to become that full stack JavaScript developer, I had the MERN stack on the back end, which was Mongo, Express, React, and Node. And the few interviews that I've had outside of graduation, all those companies were like, oh, absolutely. That's wonderful, because that's what we're using now. And now I start Monday at my new job with Little Caesars. So they were really impressed that, especially for the 3-month cohort, we could learn all of that in 3 months, digest it, and be, employable essentially. So I am a technical engineer, and it's for Little Caesars Enterprises, and then their Blue Line distribution company that's under the whole Illich umbrella. And basically what I do is I'll be working on their internal app, their gateway app, and more or less be squashing some bugs and doing some like technical things where tickets will come in and say, hey, I can't log in or something like that. And it works. This app is used by their stores basically. basically the franchises and their corporate stores. And so they use it to connect like with the Blue Line distribution company as well.
Meagan is no stranger when it comes to developing applications. She attributes her Grand Circus final project to her readiness for her new position. Meagan and her cohort worked on a web application called Bad Trip Advisor, a comical yet functional app that plans your vacation for you.
The 2 weeks that we worked on our final project, in my group, I had Matthew Wong and then also D Mike. I can't remember his last name because he always showed up as D Mike on Zoom, and that's just what we called him. But those two were instrumental in getting this app completed. Obviously, I mean, all three of us, we worked so well together, and it was a lot of fun doing that with them. And so, yeah, just really honing our JavaScript skills, component-based architecture, app building, React especially. And then of course, using our database. So with my new job, I know we'll be using Microsoft SQL. And so for our project, we used MongoDB, which is similar, but definitely different. But I had the experience with another relational database in Bootcamp. And so I was able to talk about my app with the Little Caesars interviewer and just kind of bridge that gap of like, yeah, what you guys are using, I absolutely had experience with and was able to build this app that, that can all these skills can translate over to what you're looking for in an employee or employee.
Using the power of networking, Meagan was able to find a job as a technical engineer right after boot camp. She tells us about her story of taking initiative and making connections.
I will say the soft skills training through Grand Circus was amazing. And I never really had that as a professional experience. A lot of the jobs I had were really mom and pop print shops, just kind of really casual. But so going into Grand Circus and being able to learn, this is how you interview. This is how you would answer a question. This is how you talk about yourself and also your work, learning that vocabulary and everything. That was incredible. And then I believe I was in the jobs channel in the Slack group that someone said, hey, this random group, they're called Canton Coders, they're putting on a virtual job fair for coders. And it was from like 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night. And I was like, I'm going to go to this job fair. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know if I can answer any of the questions, but hey, I'm going to do it. And that was my first step into like getting job ready, I'll say. So I went to that, virtual, and I signed in, and I met the lead technical recruiter from Little Caesars. And him and I mean, we talked for 45 minutes probably. And at the same time, it was Zoom. So people were like jumping in and out and everything. And it was really casual. He was really easy to talk to as well. But him and I really just kind of clicked. And I gave him my LinkedIn, I gave him my resume, and he said, hey, apply to this job. And I said, whoa, I'm not ready for that job. It was pretty advanced. And I hadn't graduated yet. And then about 2 days or so, I think, after graduation, he saw that I graduated because it was on my LinkedIn. He sent me another job, and I said, you know what, James, I'll apply. And I don't know. I had 2 interviews, and I got along really well with everyone on the team. And I was really upfront, like, I'm out of a boot camp. I've done this for 3 months. I know I can figure things out. I might not be like the most proficient right now because I'm just, a junior, but they loved it. And I got the offer on Wednesday. So
Meagan's kids are everything to her, and it is her goal to show her boys that no matter how hard the path might be to overcome, you can do anything you put your mind to.
If I could be with my kids all day and everything was taken care of course, that would be wonderful and awesome, but it's not how the world works. And so I knew that I wanted better for my family. And so I have a 4-year-old, and now I have a 6-month-old. And at the time I started boot camp, my 6-month-old was 3 months old. So truly, I was right out of maternity leave where I was like, I want my 2 boys to really live a good life and show them that to pursue your passion. Because after graduation from college, as much as I enjoy my design work, and I think I will couple it more with my new coding skills, but the jobs and the path I was on was not fulfilling. And I knew that going to Grand Circus was going to be part of my story. So I just, I really want to show my boys, like, if you have a goal, reach for it. Take every opportunity you can to get to that goal. And I want to be able to provide that for them as well.